Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So Donald Trump maintaining a 40 percentage point lead in the primary. He was not at the debate, but it didn't matter. He stole the show. He got more views on Twitter than the entire debate got. Wasn't even close. We could debate how many of those viewers actually watched it or watched the whole time. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter. Donald Trump is up in the polls by 40 points. That's with an outlier poll in there showing him falling and Nikki Haley rising up for some reason, which the aggregate besides that poll hasn't fully shown that. And it's just really telling that what we saw a week and a half ago was nothing more than a sideshow. That's all it was. Donald Trump is still that guy. And in every single post-debate poll, he still maintains a massive primary lead. Not only that, ever since he stole the show with the mugshot for the general election, because everyone's like, he's getting arrested, he can't win, the indictments are stacking up, they're hurting him. Well, really? Well, we have to look at the actuality of what's taking place in the polls and the way they're moving nationally. Because he's up in the popular vote in multiple polls that have been taken since the mugshot was released. So we're going to dive into this. But first, we have to tell you guys about our great friends over at Noble Gold, because a lot of people are out there and they're feeling unsure about their finances these days. A lot of you guys do. You're not alone. That's why Noble Gold Investments is there to help. Just hear it straight from the folks they've helped for years. They say, the Noble crew walked me through everything without stress. With their help, I can finally sleep easy at night. And now this month, Noble Gold Investments is handing out a free 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful coin if you qualify for an IRA. Invest in gold and silver with Noble Gold Investments. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com now. Noblegoldinvestments.com, the only gold company that I trust. So, without further ado, let's dive a little bit further into this, because Donald Trump is up in the primary polls by 40 points. Keep in mind, 2015, he was up at this point by 14.5%, and it's possible he'll go up by even further than what he's up by right now. But it seems as if, even though he wasn't there at the debate, it hasn't moved the needle. He's still up by 40 points. And in some of these most recent polls, he's hit record leads. He's up 59-13 over DeSantis and Wall Street Journal. Not a very pro-Trump type of paper. And what we do know about that is DeSantis has actually fallen since the debate. Maybe we could say that Trump had dropped a couple of points or so like the day after, because, so many other people watched the debate. He wasn't there. But when it comes down to it, he stole the show back when he got his mugshot released. They did a very dumb thing, in their view, putting that out there, because they really thought it'd be like a humiliation ritual for him, but all it did was it rallied a lot more people behind him. Even people who maybe hadn't voted for him before looked at this and said, hey, this is an epic picture. This is a cultural icon here, and this is a significant picture that is taken of this person, mainly because they're being politically persecuted by the current regime. And as a result, what are we seeing? He is going up in the polls. Wall Street Journal, Biden and Trump tied nationally at 46 percentage points. They're tied. That means Trump is winning the Electoral College. He's possibly taking Nevada, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan. He's clearing Biden. He's clearing 270. YouGov hasn't been a Trump-friendly pollster. They're showing him up by 1 in the popular vote. Emerson showing him up by 2. New York Post, they are all in for Ron DeSantis. Doesn't matter. They can't even twist their poll correctly because Trump is up 44-41. And I think it's important that we look at the DeSantis versus Biden polls, because everyone's like, oh, well, DeSantis is the better choice. He'll win by a wider margin. It's not true. And people see right through it. Biden is up over Ron DeSantis by a wider popular vote margin than what Trump fell short by to Biden in 2020. And Trump is running even with Biden nationwide. DeSantis cannot exactly hold his own. That's with polls in this mix from Fox News, for example, which is conducted by a never Trump Republican. Even during Trump's presidency, Fox's polls were not the friendliest to him. That is from a polling firm that is in part run by one of those never Trumpers who would be all in for DeSantis. Doesn't matter. They can't even get those numbers up because DeSantis is not electable. You saw him at the debate stage. What did he do? And he wasn't even the worst one on that stage, partially because he talked less. He was attacked. He didn't respond, but he wasn't there. And having a bad performance in some ways, like what Nikki Haley did, is better than having a performance where you just don't exist, because at least then people are talking about you. At least then it's polarizing. You might get some supporters. But DeSantis, he's there at what, 13, 14% in the polls? That's embarrassing right now. And you're looking at this. He used to be, before anybody really watched him talk or get to know him, he was at 30% at the start of April. And what did he do since then? He fell flat on his face. He lost over half of his supporters, even with a debate performance where he didn't fall on his face in the debate. But because he was just such a non-factor there, he couldn't command a room, he took an L. And he has no charisma, and I think a lot of people really saw that. He was just repeating the same talking points over and over again. They were as astroturfed as his rise has been in the first place. And somebody like Vivek Ramaswamy, he shined to a certain extent. And a lot of his supporters are going to vote for Trump at the end of the day, at least in the general election. But what it came down to was the fact that you had somebody on that stage who commanded the room because everybody else were repeating the same talking points. And he kind of exposed the intentions of a lot of people, like Haley on foreign policy or Pence on his apathy to what's happening with our current decline in this nation. And because of that, he was able to go out there and win the debate, in my opinion, and gain some support. And Trump also won the debate, as we know, because he wasn't there, didn't engage with these people, didn't talk to the JV squad, went on Tucker and got millions upon millions of views in the process. But it's true. And they're afraid. They are afraid of Donald Trump. That's why they're indicting him, because people were saying for the longest time, well, they're indicting Trump so he polls better in the primary, but then falls flat on his face against Biden. And I'm not saying 2024 is a guarantee for Trump, or it's going to be a cakewalk, or it's going to be easy, but it is very doable. He's neck and neck. This notion, Trump's evil, he can't win the election. It's not true. It's not true. He absolutely can win the election. If anything, he's more likely to win it than Biden. What does this election run through? You look at North Carolina. You look at Texas. Texas trended to the left compared to the national environment by 1% in 2020. A lot of Trump-aligned candidates like Paxton, Miller, they won big in 2022. Texas is not going to flip. North Carolina's Republican Party, extremely competent. North Carolina is not going to flip. Florida, likely not going to flip, obviously. What does that leave open? Well, nothing from 2020. So Trump gets to go on offense. Trump will give you the best shot to win back Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Nevada. Those are the three states that count. They're the three states that matter. I can't see DeSantis being competitive in the Midwest, especially given his stances on certain things and the way he voted in Congress. It's not exactly going to work. Donald Trump has a higher favorability rating than when he won in 2016. Biden's favorables are lower than Hillary Clinton's were in 2016. As a result, Donald Trump is the favorite. Make no mistake about it. A lot of things can change. We know that. But he's been indicted. He's been blamed for every single thing under the sun for the past 8 years in this country. But has it made a dent? Has it mattered? It absolutely hasn't. And as a result, Donald Trump not only leading the primary field in even polls that are not really fans of him, he's also leading the general election field, and he's outperforming Ron DeSantis by nearly 5 percentage points in the national average, the supposedly electable choice, the electable candidate. Doesn't work that way whatsoever. Donald Trump is the front runner for a reason. He needs to get the nomination. He's going to win Iowa. He's going to win New Hampshire, South Carolina big, and Super Tuesday. He's going to clear the field. By then, this election is pretty much a done deal, at least in the primary. We can focus on the general election we could focus on taking down Biden and possibly witnessing the greatest comeback story of all time. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.